Hitting the button.
Crazy. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live. Late on a Sunday night, but we are doing this, getting in basically to hit the main NFL topic of the day, and of course to wrap up all these great games. It's week one, man, and we're so happy that football is back, NFL and college. But again, today is Sunday, so this is an NFL wrap up. And of course, we got one more game left in the weekend. That's the Jets and the 49ers tomorrow night. But well, we'll get to that when we get to that. But before we get started, you know what time it is. Let's go ahead and do it. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and do it. Major story of the day. We definitely wanted to touch on this because this is something we talked about all offseason is, as you can see by the thumbnail, Dak Prescott got paid, man. He got his money, and now he is the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. Why? I do not know, but he is. Let's see. According to Spotrac, and this was also reported by Adam Schefter earlier today, he's now the proud owner of a 4-year, $240 million contract. And as you can see, the information right there. The only thing we don't have is the fully guaranteed money, which is the guaranteed at signing. But the total guarantees are $231 million. So that now, I guess, surpasses Deshaun Watson. Can we look at it that way? Because Deshaun Watson was 230 fully guaranteed. So I guess total guarantees and fully guarantees is not quite the same because what is it? Fully guaranteed is every penny. Total guarantees are stuff like workout bonuses and roster bonuses and all that stuff. So things that the player will likely get, but still for whatever reason can not get if something comes up or whatever. But Dak is going to see all that money, and I, for one, am very frustrated by that. Not because I don't want to see Dak get paid, but because I don't think that he is a guy who has proven he's ever worthy of being the highest paid player in the history of the game. I think it was just dumb. And my other issue is when it comes to Jerry Jones, is he really that obsessed with attention? Is he that much of an attention? Does he need attention that bad? I was about to say something else because he could have been done this, but did he rather, I guess he'd rather people talk about this all summer and then he just does it right before? Because you didn't get. Okay, go ahead, Transformer.
Yes, he did. Yes. He's an attention seeker.
Yeah,
he played this out. We knew he was going to cave. He always caves. Jerry Jones strikes again, man. He literally strikes again. He held us on the strings, let us, have this in the media for weeks and weeks and weeks. And at the end of the day, he gave the player exactly what they wanted, man. I mean, this whole shenanigan of going back and forth, or we're not in a rush, and we're not worried about it, and stuff like playing with folks' money, manipulating the media to have something to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And at the end of the day, you give the man the biggest contract in NFL history. So,
how about you focus on building a winner, and we'll talk about that. How about that?
We could, but they haven't been winners since '96. So. There you go.
Fair enough. G, what's your thoughts on Dak now being the highest paid player in the history of the game?
Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I kind of knew it was going to happen. I think we talked about it before. I was concerned. I thought that Shador, I thought it was funny that right after Shador had a pretty much bad game that Dak got signed. It just could have been fate in itself, or not fate, but just the way the stars aligned for him. But to look at that contract and see that like he pretty much just paid the man what he deserved, I think.
What he deserves.
Yeah, I look at that market that they're in, right? They're gonna get paid, bro. We talk about this time and time again, man. Like, he is the face of that organization in a very popular division. Think about it, you got Philly, New York, Washington, and then of course Dallas. Very popular cities, extremely popular cities. So they have a really big fan base over there at the NFC East. And you got to pay. Daniel Jones got paid.
I think
the highest paid player.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you know what that means.
That's
the highest paid so far
in the history of the sport. For what?
You've never been out of the that like Deshaun Watson at one time was the highest paid, and I'll take Dak over Deshaun any day.
Been that either. He shouldn't have been that either. There's a lot of dudes that have been the highest paid that shouldn't have been. That doesn't make it okay that they were. That's what I'm saying.
You see this in other organizations. Washington Redskins was known for, or the Commanders was known for like overpaying players, $100 million contracts for DEs. We see that all the time with them. So, like I said, I believe it's because that division they're in is extremely popular, man. That's what I think. You got to get those players. You got to give the team what they want. And if you don't pay him, then who do you bring in? Who else do you bring in?
You draft. That's what you do. Like other teams, like you know what? That's cool. I mean, now they got 4 more years of mediocrity.
They draft them, then you get a Caleb.
They got 4 more years of empty calories, and that's fine. And we can watch Dak light it up during the regular season and then fail in the playoffs again and again and again and again. It's all good. And for those, my bad, guy.
No, these contracts these days, man, it's not about being the best. It's not about being very good. It's just about being up next, man.
And it's ridiculous.
That's true of the game. It is, man. It's about being.
I'm about merit. But it doesn't necessarily have to be about being up next, right? Because the owners. Listen, let me make this clear. It's cool that these players are getting their money. That's the good part. But from the business standpoint, I don't think there's anything in the like in the CBA or anything that dictates that whoever's up next has to get more. Like this whole the market is the market thing. No, because if these owners don't do it, then the market doesn't advance for players who don't deserve it. This is very simple. Very simple. It doesn't matter what day it is. There is no quarterback in the league. There's no player in the league who should make more than Patrick Mahomes. Are we agreeing on that?
Well, not
G, because he's going to say Lamar should make more than Patrick Mahomes. But
without a doubt, I don't see how he should make more money than Pat Mahomes, but okay.
Right. But the point is, there is no player in the league who should make more money than Patrick Mahomes. So this up next thing is just absurd, right? I'm a person who believes in merit. We all served here, right? How you get promoted? You got to pass your BT test. You gotta attend certain schools. You gotta do this. You gotta do that, right? There are things that you need to do in order to get to the next step. And I'm truly a believer in earning what you get, not being handed stuff. And so Dak Prescott has some amazing regular seasons. Okay, cool. He doesn't have an MVP. He's never been past the divisional round in the playoffs. So why are you paying him like he's somebody that can take you there? For instance, and then
got paid.
And he shouldn't have been paid either. We talked about that. Not correct.
So this is the business aspect of it.
He shouldn't have been paid. He should not have ever been the highest paid. We're Ravens fans, right? Joe Flacco at one point was the highest paid player in the history of the league. Should he ever have been that? No. But he bet on himself and he did the one thing that is hardest to do in the NFL, and that's win a Super Bowl. He did that. And he didn't do it riding the coattails of the defense. He did it on one of the most incredible postseason runs we've ever seen by a quarterback. So he earned his money. Should he have ever been the highest paid player in the history of the game? No. But he put himself and the team in a position where they had to pay him. Now, had Dak done that, cool. I got no problem with that. But he hasn't. So what are you paying for? This is what I'm talking about.
Paying to stay relevant.
Each one of these teams are their own individual business, right? And so you say no one should get paid more than Mahomes. But what if business is better for the Dallas Cowboys than it is for the Kansas City Chiefs, and you can pay your quarterback that amount of money? Does that mean that you don't because of somebody else's business? Like, no, that's his ambassador to his fans. Dak is now in the face of the Cowboys organization. And I think, I don't think it was a bad idea. I'm all for people getting their money, man. I'm all for people getting their money.
I am
never,
too. I'm all for people
I
earning their
advocate
money.
for people getting their money. Because at the end of the day, they make more off concessions than that man will ever make throwing the football around.
Yo, so let's say this, right? Let's say this. All right. I went to journalism school, right? I've been a writer. I've been a reporter. I've done that, right? I've been in the post games and all that stuff. Cool. Now, let's just say hypothetically that I ended up getting a job at ESPN, right? Same company as Stephen A. Smith. I get a job at ESPN and I'm up next. Should I make more money than Stephen A. Smith? Should I? I'm up next, right? Nope. We do the same job. I'm up next. Should I make more money than him? No, because merit-based, I haven't done what he's done. I haven't earned it to be able to make more money than he makes. Like, I don't know. This stuff is very simple to me. But clearly, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. But the point is, cool, Dak, you got your money. And now the Cowboys are in purgatory yet again for another 4 years while we watch you flame out in the playoffs again and again.
We get to talk about it for another 4 years.
and one more thing, for all those who say, oh, well, Jeery and the Cowboys got to do a better job of putting more around Dak so he can be successful. Stop it. Because the Cowboys last year had the most Pro Bowlers. They had the most Pro Bowlers and all pro players in the league. So we can stop that. It's a lie. It's a narrative that they want to push. Dak has had everything throughout his career. He was Offensive Rookie of the Year as a rookie. Guess what? Zeke Elliott over 1,600 rushing yards, right? But they gave it to Dak because he's a quarterback. That made it a whole lot easier. But anyway, the point is, Dak, you got paid. Now you got to prove it. I think that's what Tom Brady said earlier today. He said, Dak, he just got paid. That's great. Now he has to go out there and earn it. What job where you get paid before you do anything? Right?
I wish it was mine.
You get paid before you earn it. That doesn't make sense to me. But I guess I just don't get it.
I truly wish it was mine. Let me be a real estate agent. I get paid before I help you buy a home or something.
Right? Before you close. Come on, man. All right. Hey. Any other thoughts on that before we go on and move on to this week one wrap up?
I mean, we knew what was going to happen.
Man. We called it early on. So.
Yeah. It's just highest paid, $60 million a year. Hey, man.
I tell you,
Jeery Cave. It's more hilarious to me because we do this dog and pony show, like this whole show every time, man. It's like, bro, just pay the dude, bro.
I thought it might be different this time, though. I thought he was gonna, say, you know what?
No,
not this time.
Once we saw CD get that bread, I just knew it was over. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get Dak his bread, man.
Yeah. I just wish he would say, yo, show me. Bisciotti did that, and it got him a chip, right? Bisciotti told Flacco, show me. Flacco showed him, and then he paid him. Seems pretty simple.
Yeah, you got me a chip.
Got me a chip. You give me a chip, I'll back up the truck. I'll pay you whatever you want. Just bring me the chip, right? But that's me. I don't know. Gee, you all right, man? Are you mesmerized?
Yeah.
Contract.
I was thinking about like the impact that the teams go through when they hold out, not pay players, right? That chemistry, right? We seen week one. I don't know if we jumped into week one right now. Did you jump into week one yet?
No, we didn't get there yet.
Oh, wait. I'm good, bro.
All right, well, let's get to it. All right, let's go ahead with the week one wrap up. Obviously, we still have Monday Night Football tomorrow night, but with all the great games that we had today, we'll go ahead and get started with that. So obviously, if y'all been with us on the show, we already discussed the Thursday night game. That was the Ravens and the Chiefs. And we discussed the Friday night game, Packers and the Eagles. Great stuff there. And now here we are for the Sunday slate. So where do we want to start? I guess we want to start with the game that just finished.
Yeah, the Rams in Detroit.
Yes, sir.
It was good, man.
Yeah, it was very good. I liked it. So I picked Detroit, so I got that right. I like being right. But yeah, good game overall. What do we think stood out about that?
The Rams are in trouble. They got
Are
no
they in
line.
trouble?
They just lost their second receiver. Well, we're waiting to see, what type of knee injury
Oh
that he
yeah,
has in
Puka's got the
Puka.
knee. Yeah.
So Puka's out. So your offensive line is all beat to hell. I think one is suspended. Another one is hurt. I think two more went down today. So I think that's a huge problem, especially for your run game with what you call them, Kyron the Siren, Siren the
That's
Kyron,
right.
Kyron the
Siren.
Siren.
Yeah.
So that's a huge problem for your run game when you don't have the offensive line to back you up.
Yeah.
And as soon as those guys went down, man, you saw Hawkinson and those guys really just get in the backfield and bother Stafford. That made some miraculous plays. Cooper Kupp is going to do what Cooper Kupp does.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, excuse me, Hutchinson. What did I say? Henderson?
You said Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. I'm sorry, that's a
you
tight end. I'm thinking about tight end. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see, especially in their division. Where they do have stouter defenses that can take over having a bad offensive line. And now you're literally probably going to be in more shootouts than you want to be, than you should be, especially when on the defensive side, you're still trying to find your identity for replacing Aaron Donald. They had some decent moments today. Jared Verse had a very solid game, in my opinion. And you had a bunch of guys just flying around just trying to get to the ball. But, when you don't have that just defensive force in Aaron Donald, it gets a little bit easier when it's, an offense, just trying to run their offense, especially somebody like Detroit. So I think they're in a little bit more trouble than what we can see for right now, especially, from the offensive line standpoint. Other than that,
and looks like the Rams had some difficulty stopping the run as well. They gave up 163 yards on the ground. So
yeah,
I'm a proponent of old school football. You all know this. Run the ball, stop the run, I think are two of the most important and sometimes forgotten tenets of winning football, especially in the modern NFL, where it's sexier if you can drop back and throw it 50 times and all that. But run the ball, stop the run, and you will have success more often than not. I truly believe in that, and we saw that tonight with with the Lions being able to run 163 yards and hold Los Angeles to the Rams to only 83 yards total. So there's that. They did a good job of that, and that could be to your point of the offensive line issues. G.
No, I had the Lions winning this one. I didn't really have any stock in the Rams. But I just when losing Aaron Donald, I just kind of figured it'd take a while to rebuild a caliber player. He was pretty much NFL MVP. I mean, Super Bowl MVP, right? Got Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stafford?
So I mean,
yeah.
No, not Stafford.
No, he's talking about Aaron Donald. Yep.
Oh yeah. So I mean, anytime you get a defensive player to win that type of trophy, and then he leaves, that's a big hole. That's big. A hole in your identity on defense, right? Because this guy used to demand multiple double teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about arguably one of the greatest defensive linemen ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Like not even of his time. We're talking ever. He's up there with the Reggie Whites and stuff like that. So like, you lose somebody like that, you're gonna have a little bit of a struggle trying to refine your identity minus potentially the greatest defensive line in history.
Even with him gone, they still had a chance to win one of those final drives in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah,
just made a bonehead play. They could have sealed the game, but instead, I think it was
overshot Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. That one, and before that, it was it wasn't a hold. Forget what it was. Unnecessary roughing. No,
I think you're talking about a different drive.
No, I'm talking about for different drive. No, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Yeah, so Detroit Lions had the ball. It was 17-20, I believe, and it was third and long. They had a chance to get them put them in a position where they wouldn't be able to kick the field goal, and they had a bonehead unnecessary roughing.
Oh yeah.
Put Detroit in field goal
range. Yeah.
So they had opportunity, but I guess week one woes.
Yeah,
I think it was a helmet. Was it the helmet call?
Helmet, yep.
Yeah, it was a helmet call. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to work out in week one, and we saw some of that throughout a lot of the different games today. But this Lions Rams, that was a good one, and I picked Detroit in this, so I feel good about it.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Gee, we gotta get G his pick 'em next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed the pick
I
'em.
get him on that. Yeah, he missed that. All right. So let's go. Where are we going next? We'll run through all these scores relatively quickly and just kind of touch on each game. So, you know what? I got the scores up on the scoreboard up on ESPN. We'll just go top to bottom. So, Steelers and the Falcons. I actually did pick Pittsburgh and came out on top there. Justin Fields, not a bad day. Didn't knock your socks off, but 17 of 23 for 156 yards. He got to start in front of his home crowd because Russell Wilson's injured with the calf, and it wasn't terrible. No turnovers, anything like that.
I think he played good, man. I mean, he played good.
He played solid.
Yeah, from like not turn over the ball. Like he did turn over the ball. He didn't put the ball in harm's way.
Right.
He had a decent showing, man. 17 for 23. Yet he didn't get no touchdown, but still, hey, he's a great runner of the football. So 57 yards on the ground, 14 carries. And really at the end of the game, like you really saw him have that closing ability. Like I said, with Jalen Hurts, those type of quarterbacks can easily close games because it's not all predicated off, getting first downs from passing or, them 3rd and 5s. You're like, God dang, they got to pass the ball. That man can scramble to go get you 5 or 6 yards, get you another first down, extend the drive, close out the game. So that's what I saw him do, especially in that last drive against Atlanta, bro. Just ran the clock out. Like, hey, this is what I do. I can run with my legs. We got Najee Harris in the backfield. Let's just run the ball. You don't even need me to throw it. Play action, roll out, and let's get first down. So it was a good game, man. It was a good game. Kirk Cousins had a lot of rust on him, but again, the Steelers defense is. I mean, that defense is always
right.
Elite.
It's going to be that. Yeah,
it's elite, man. So I mean, that was pretty much my thoughts, man.
Real quick, keep in mind also, Justin Fields probably would have had about 100 more yards passing if he didn't get caught. There was one that he dropped in the bucket, 50 or 60-yard pass to Pickens down the sideline. Got called back on hold by the offensive lineman. Then there's the other one down to Pickens on the sideline, another 50, 60-yard bomb, drops it right in the bucket, and Pickens gets called for a BS OPI, offensive pass interference. That was just a terrible call. He didn't even extend his arms, but whatever. So as obviously, depending on how it goes in terms of Russell Wilson's recovery, the more reps that Justin Fields is getting and the more comfortable he's going to get with Pickens and with Arthur Smith's system, we may see some improvement here. So, that's what I think. G, go ahead.
I got nothing. Steelers won. Bravo. Smash mouth. Kind of warm. Yawn.
Yawn.
Just typical field goals in our defense. Pretty much it. How many field goals did they knock down? 5, 6?
No.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
4. 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Let's see.
Wasn't one of them a defensive touchdown?
Kick it. Nope. Wow, 6 of them. Damn.
Yeah, so all of them were field goals.
I thought they had a touchdown in there. My bad. So 6 field goals. So they need to do a better job of punching it in the red zone.
They look like the old Ravens. That old.
Yeah.
They do. Hey, that win games though.
Yes, it does.
Defense will win games, man.
Not like he used to, but it definitely,
Yeah, it was definitely like an old school feel. Like it was defense, not a lot of offense, not a lot of throwing the ball, running, kicking field goals. Yes, it's boring, but that's some old school play to me.
That's the quarterback fault. I know they can't wait till Russell get back. Got you, bro. Like, ain't no way. He already won a chip. He been there. You want that type of experience in under center, man. You don't want somebody that the Bears didn't want starting for you.
Okay. All right. Next up, Cardinals and the Bills. Who did you have in this one, Transformer?
I had the Bills. We both had the Bills.
Okay, we both had the Bills.
Yeah,
okay.
We both had the Bills.
For some reason, I thought you had the Cardinals. All right. So we both had the Bills.
Don't do me like that, bro.
I don't know. Because I know you were saying you were curious to see how Josh Allen was going to do without his weapons, but yeah, just looking at it, like he was able to spread the ball around more without having to be worried about trying to force feed Stephon Diggs as a true number one diva receiver type guy. Yeah, so 18 for 23, 232, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Good game by Josh Allen. We know he can be a turnover machine. Good game by him.
And 2 on the ground. Don't forget those.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
2 rushes.
2 on the ground. Yeah, 4 touchdowns.
There you go. Right, so that's big. So this is what shocked me about this game is Marvin Harrison Jr. 3 targets, 1 catch, 4 yards. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if Buffalo was trying to make a concerted effort to take him away. I was just seeing this stuff on Red Zone, so I didn't watch the whole game. But I didn't know if Buffalo was making that concerted effort to try and take Marvin Harrison Jr. out of the game, or if he just, didn't have a great game, or if he wasn't a huge part of the game plan this week. I don't know. But yeah, I like Buffalo winning. I like Josh Allen getting the win there. Like I talked about, I think he's easily one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. He's definitely up there. Depends on who you are. You might put him at 2. He's that good. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes as the season goes on. Sometimes, what do they call that? Addition by subtraction. So maybe losing Stephon Diggs might end up being better for the Bills. We'll see. It's only game 1.
Yeah. What you got, G?
Not a Bills fan, but
moving on.
2 in the air, 2 on the ground. I mean, he was balling out. So without those elite hands and step on. I like the Cards early. I thought them coming back needed a game, but it's week 1. Haven't been able to see Kyler Murray. I think he was hurt last year, so it was interesting to see how he would do. So it's good football. It was a good football game.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, he came back last year about mid-season, right?
Was it mid-season?
Yeah, somewhere around there. He played some of last season.
The end of it, I believe. Yeah.
So it's good to see him, starting game 1 and see what he do with the Cards this year. Because I know, like you said, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think with those, I don't think he was targeted as much because he's a rookie. He probably don't know the playbook yet. I think what we'll see is as time goes on, he has to earn it.
I would think that if I'm Kyler Murray and I got Marvin Harrison
trying to give him the ball,
I would try to get him the ball, and I would have worked with him a lot during the offseason to try and develop that chemistry with him, because he's supposed to be a major weapon. He's supposed to be, a generational type receiver. So I can't imagine that he doesn't know most of the playbook yet. I mean, it could be that. That seems a little off to me, but
I think when you draft a receiver in the top 5, you need to see something. I need to be able to see something, especially as from a quarterback who's had a lot of time missed due to injury. Cardinals been waiting to have some type of spark of energy and something like that. So you go and get a Marvin Harrison Jr. and I think he was 3rd overall, 2nd overall, 3rd overall. I think he was 3rd overall, 3rd or 4th overall, something like that.
Yeah,
top 5, but he was a top 5 pick. Yeah, so he's a top 5 pick. So at that point, I'm not happy with the fact that he only got 1 catch. I need more. I need more out of my top 5 pick and receiver. Regardless of whether he's a rookie or not, I'm forcing my quarterback. Like, hey, let's call some plays. Let's see if we can get that connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. going early, and see what we have for the rest of the season. So, from Kyler Murray, he got sacked 4 times. I told him. I'll be shocked if he makes it week 10.
Yeah, I know.
Without some serious injury, and yet we're starting off week 1, and he's already been sacked 4 times. But a decent game out of him. I didn't really see much to brag on. He still has those quick feet. 5 carries, 57 yards. He broke open for almost a 30-yarder on the ground. But he put himself in harm's way by getting sacked 4 times. I think he got hit like 2 more times off a couple of those scrambles. But from the Buffalo perspective, man, it looked good, man. They had 10 receivers that got a catch. So you got a reception from 10 different receivers. So you definitely spread out the ball. Keon Coleman had a good showing in his rookie debut.
I agree. I forgot to mention that. Great call.
Yeah, 5 targets, 4 catches. That's my no right there. So, it was great showing. Shakir had a great touchdown reception, stretching out, definitely getting in their paws in the end zone, when they really needed it. And I believe that's when the Cardinals followed up with that kick return, the first kick return of the season with the new format that they're doing. So,
that's right. Yes, they did. They did.
So they had that, and that kind of made it a whole lot closer than what the Bills kind of wanted it to be. But then again, Josh Allen, he looked great. When you got 2 in the air, 2 on the ground, you're taking care of the football. I think he had a 130. I'm looking at a 137 passer rating. That's a good. That's a good showing. That's a good showing, man. So,
yep. All right, let's move right along. Titans and the Bears. Bears win 24-17 in Caleb Williams' debut. Caleb did not play well. I guess he learned that all that Superman stuff, he got to chill, right? I think at one point he took like a 30-yard sack or something crazy. But it's his first game ever in the NFL, so he's gonna have these days, right? He's a rookie, and I'm sure all the hype he was coming in with, people are, they don't want him, setting records or making highlights on them, right? And so I think the Titans were up at one point.
No, they were up pretty much big, right? Most of the game. Yeah, it was 17-3.
Yeah, there you go, 17-3. That's what I was looking for. That's the score. But here's the crazy thing, right? Obviously, we said Caleb Williams didn't play well. Chicago didn't run the football particularly well. 22 carries for 84 yards. They didn't throw the ball well. Only 93 passing yards in the game. But guess what? The defense and the special teams came through for the Bears. This is how, whenever the Bears have been great, they've been great on defense, and they, that was an example today.
85? Going back to 85?
Nah, I ain't going back there. No, their defense was really, really good. Forced Will Levis into a bad day. He had 2 interceptions and a fumble that he lost, so that's 3 total turnovers. Can't win like that in the NFL. Even though Tennessee was able to run the ball 26 times for $140, really good on the ground. But Will Levis didn't play particularly well, 19 for 32 for 127 yards. So the Bears defense and the special teams, they got a blocked kick, right? A blocked punt, scoop and score. I think they got a pick six also. Yep. Yeah. So when you get both of those in the same game, I don't know what the percentages are on that, but chances are it's pretty freaking high you're going to win when you get both of those in the same game. So, because remember, just to switch it to college football real quick, for years, Frank Beamer was a head coach of Virginia Tech, and his whole thing was Beamer ball, right? And year after year, Virginia Tech would lead the nation in non-offensive touchdowns, and that's what made them, a really good team. They would score on defense, they would score on special teams, and that really helped them to have success. You're up, man. What do you think of this Bears, Titans, and I guess most specifically Caleb's debut?
Yeah, I was shocked that Bears won. I know they had more firepower than the Titans. Just really shocked.
You're shocked the Bears won, you said?
Yeah, I was shocked the Bears. I don't think Caleb played good enough.
Oh, he didn't play good at all.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't good at all.
There was a lot of hype. I mean, the Bears gave up a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they didn't really cash in. They took it. They important in game 1. I mean, they got to win, but I know it wasn't what they was expecting.
Right. Well, clearly they see a tremendous upside, right? So,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they see a tremendous upside. Transformer, what you got, man?
I was shocked. I mean, granted, we both had the Bears win the game, but from the first half, I'm looking, and the Titans really had his number. I was like, bro, Caleb can't scram. He's not scrambling. He's learning that these guys in NFL are a whole lot more faster than him playing in USC.
Facts.
So he's like, oh man, these
defensive
ends can run 4.4s, linebackers running 4.4s, defensive linemen running 4.5s, 4.6s. So these guys these bros are trying to feed their families. These ain't guys running off of scholarships and are going to play 4 or 5 years in college football and go to be an accountant somewhere with their degree. No, these guys are playing to earn a check.
Grown professionals out here, absolutely.
Yeah, grown professionals. So it was a very, very bad showing. I believe I saw on Bleacher Report it was they showed a outing. Bears was at one of the facilities. I mean, Bears fans were at one of the facilities, and them folks was hurting. They was looking at him like, man, we look horrible out here, man.
But you know what though? Like we talked about, it's always better to look horrible than a win, right? It's better
absolutely.
to go back and go through the tape and look at what you got to work on after a win than after a loss. So
yeah,
I mean they'll take that, you know.
Yeah, and you would hope that, you know, at this point, offensive coordinator, man, your job is on the line. Your job is definitely on the line because I mean, offensively, y'all did nothing to win this football game. I mean, as we said, defensively, it was a pick six. Jonathan Owens, Simone Biles.
Yo, that was terrible. They called him Mr. Biles on the broadcast. I would have been so hot.
Nah, man's name's Jonathan Owens. Okay, former Green Bay Packer.
Super disrespectful.
Yeah, come on now.
Right.
I mean, granted, she's a
you can say
time Olympic gold medalist.
You can say husband of arguably the greatest female gymnast of all time, Simone Biles. But to call that man Mr. Biles on the broadcast, not cool at all. Somebody needs to check them on that.
Like, come on, man. A father's name, a man name is what all he has. That carries on a legacy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Simone Biles will lose her last name.
Correct.
When married to Jonathan Owens, it will be Simone Biles Owens. So, you know,
at
the end of the day,
she's bigger than.
Not the point. Don't even.
Yeah, I don't care about stardom. Yeah, we ain't talking about no stardom. Yeah, ain't talking about no stardom, bro.
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but defensively, they got him back in the game. Special teams did what they supposed to do. They literally, Caleb got his bacon saved today.
He did.
He did. Literally,
because that would have been bad if the defense didn't do what they did in the special teams. Correct.
Yeah,
that would have been bad. All right. Next up, I believe that's me. Where are we? Patriots and Bengals. Shocker. This was okay to me. This was a shocker. I think
not to me
because
really, you had the Eagles. I mean, you had the Patriots win.
Absolutely had the Patriots.
See, he didn't do the pick 'em, bro. I don't believe this, Bruce. I don't believe it. He didn't do a pick 'em.
All right, tell me why you had the Patriots, G.
There's the Bengals in the AFC Bowl.
Man, stop it, man. That's not even a.
So you talking as a fan or you talking as?
Well, all right. So Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow been out hurt. He's been hurt all year last year. I think he went down like the third game.
Okay.
Jamar Chase hasn't been playing either. He's having contract disputes. There's no chemistry.
He did play today, though.
Yeah, he played today, but I mean, they still he wasn't working out with the team.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't catching passes, so the chemistry wasn't there. This is week 1, So if this was week 8, then I'd be like, oh yeah, definitely, the Bengals. But week 1, coming off that type of injury, I know as a quarterback, chemistry is definitely going to be an issue.
But remember, those guys been teammates since college. I don't think chemistry is a problem, and there's no way you can tell me that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
When I say chemistry, I mean like timing, like tendencies, route running tendencies, those types of things. When you look at that, I mean that offense is that wide receiver core is still that wide receiver core, right?
Yeah.
But I mean that's not going nowhere. But as far as like ensuring, like I didn't say this, but one of the other analysts made a really great point. He said that you can throw the ball to a second string or a third string, but until you start throwing the ball to a Jamar Chase, that speed is different. All those things is different, and so you can see that on the field. You saw that on the field. Like they connected, but it wasn't always there. He looked like he was still like holding that right hand as well. Almost
could be.
It's still hurt.
In terms of the Chase Burrow chemistry, I would be shocked if outside the facility those guys weren't throwing and running routes together. I would be shocked. Those guys are legitimate friends going back years now, friends and teammates. So I don't see any timing, chemistry, or anything like that suffering. But I think it's testament to the Patriots defense, which is always going to be good. It's just well coached, and that's what they do. And to make up for a relative deficiency at quarterback right now, they ran the ball 39 times for 170 yards. So, clearly they controlled the clock. They ran the ball effectively. And what did they do? The Cincinnati ran 16 times for 70 yards. What did I say earlier? Run the ball, stop the run. This stuff is simple. I get it. It's not sexy. Okay, cool. But it is what it is. How
many games did Joe Burrow miss last year?
Most of the season.
9 games.
9 or 10.
9 or 10 games. It's a lot of
like 9 or
games for a
10.
quarterback
Yeah.
to miss and then bounce back game one to be itself. So that's what I saw. I watched the game. Not only did you see the Patriot defense make some really good plays, we also seen it. To me, it seemed like they was out of sync, and that's a good thing if you're a Ravens fan. It's a terrible thing if you're a Bengals fan. But I give Joe Burrow a couple more weeks to get his burns on himself. I know for everyone he's in their top 5, so he's gonna show up and make all the great throws. But coming off that type of injury was, it's your hand. It's kind of hard. It's really hard.
But it's not his throwing hand, so there's that.
He still has to have the ball in both hands when he receive the ball from the center.
Mm-hmm.
He used that hand as well to like pick himself up when he had the ball in the other hand and stiff arm. That hand is just as important as his throwing hand. Just as important as his throwing hand. This is a game where you got people constantly diving at your feet and trying to tackle. I know we want to just swing through these, but the quarterback needs both hands, man. And that type of injury, it took him out the game last year. Yeah, it stopped the season. So
that's fair. I think very impressed with the Patriots. Totally didn't expect that. They ran the ball and they played great defense, which is what they always want to do. So yeah, shout out to them. And that was my first incorrect pick this week. So there's that.
Yeah, I think everybody got that one wrong.
Yeah. I don't make incorrect picks too often, so
The rookie coach.
Rookie coach.
Rookie
Jared Mayo?
Right? Rookie coach, rookie quarterback.
No, it was Brissett.
No, it was
Brissett played.
Yeah,
Brissett played.
He didn't play.
Okay.
Yeah. So a veteran, savvy veteran. Been around the block a few times.
Yo. All right. What do we got? Okay, so Texans and Colts. This one I thought was a pretty easy one to call, but it actually ended up pretty freaking close. Right?
Yeah.
Right. CJ Stroud does what he does, and I'll tell you, it's funny. CJ Stroud got bailed out a couple of times on interceptions that he threw. Like there was one. The guy caught it and he was like right on the line, so he didn't get that one. And then there was another one called back on a penalty, so he could have had 2 interceptions in his first game today. Even when I think, where did he go until week 6 last year without an interception? It was one of the longest streaks ever in history. So period.
Like 6 games without an interception.
Yeah, he went into game 6 without a pick. Yeah, so it's like from
start of the season to like into the season.
Yeah, it was a streak of how many passing attempts without an interception. It was really 400 and something. It was up there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Aaron had that one.
He probably does, but I'm saying it was like up there on the list of
Gotcha.
great streaks without a pick.
Yeah,
so CJ Stroud 24 of 32 today, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, remember we've been talking about Joe Mixon.
Joe was a beast today.
30 carries, 159 yards.
Joe was a beast.
Yeah,
boys, man.
Yeah, Stroud didn't even really need to go off like that because Houston ran it 40 times for 213 yards, which DeMeco Ryans being a defensive coach, I'm sure he would prefer to play that way every week, right? But again, there we go. Run the ball, stop the run. Indianapolis was only able to run. They ran 22 times for 104 yards. But what I will say, I'm impressed with the fact that they didn't completely abandon the run. They never did. Even though Jonathan Taylor wasn't going off the way we expect, 16 carries, 48 yards, 3 yards a pop, but they were continuing to give him bites at the apple, attempts to run the football. Was it Anthony Richardson, 9 of 19, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not a great game, but remember, he didn't even finish out his rookie season last year, so he's, getting experience under his belt. So, we'll see what he can become. And again, I want to give Shane Steichen a lot of credit because we saw how much he helped Jalen Hurts develop into an MVP caliber player. And so as such, we probably expect similar things in terms of him working with Anthony Richardson. Who's up next? Transformer. I think G went first last time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great game, man. We all called the Texans. Like I said, I'm still not fond of Anthony Richardson yet. I have him in my fantasy league because he does one thing great, right? and that's launch that thing 50 yards.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
He will launch it, man.
He's got a cannon.
If you look at today's game, Anthony Richardson really didn't have a good game. Honestly, a chunk of 3 of his plays was like 150 yards. He had 2 bombs, 2 50-yard touchdowns, and then another one was like a 40-yard pass that I believe it was Alex Pierce that caught like a 40-yard pass from the 30-yard line to like the other 30-yard line or something like that. But other than that, I really didn't see much of yet that he still thinks he's playing the way Cam Newton played, and that's just running in the tackles, man, just trying to be, a juggernaut. But you're the quarterback. I mean, we've seen that not work, man.
Yeah, that does not last.
That shortened Cam's career heavily. Due to just trying to take those hits because you're bigger, you're stronger, you're more physical. But them hits, man, they add up after a while. And I believe the one that he ran in for the touchdown, Anthony Richardson, I mean, he took a hit and he just got up and shrugged it off. I'm like, all right, let's see, year 4, year 5, you keep taking them hits, man.
Right.
And before you know it, you're gonna be on the sideline more than you are on the field. You already got hurt last year, so
no doubt. Obviously,
you're not an Iron Man. So other than that, I mean, the Texans, Joe Mixon looked good. Stephon Diggs looked good, 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud, everybody's expecting. I mean, well, not everybody, but some folks are expecting a sophomore slump. But the kid has weapons, man. Nico Collins balled out for him. Stephon Diggs is there, so I think he's gonna have another great season. I think going into a sophomore year.
Yep, G.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Transformer on that one. 27-29. Pretty close game, man. Could have went either way, but just I always go for the opposite team when it comes to the Colts. So CJ and the Texans have been an easy pick.
Why do you go for the opposite team when it comes to the Colts?
Gotta go back through this. Okay, as a Baltimorean, right? As a Baltimorean.
That man is so biased.
Right?
So biased. That man don't care about nothing but them Ravens, man. Dang.
Listen, the way the coach did the Baltimore fan base, terrible, man. They rolled out in the middle of the night, bro.
Listen,
in the middle of the night.
I got you, and I respect that. I'm just saying, as a
okay. Take your fan goggles off, G.
Super homer.
What did you think about the Colts from a normal perspective, man?
Bro, they don't come off with the Colts. They don't come off with the Colts, bro.
All right, man.
It just don't. And I'm glad, like Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? I go back to Peyton Manning. How he used to do the Ravens, man. Listen, it is what it is. But I don't see them winning anything no time too soon, man. So,
they might get a dub next week, man. We might have to love. So
I gotta look and see who they play. Yeah, I thought they had something going for him when they had Andrew Luck, and then he was a bust at the end. Well, he had other issues.
Yeah, he had injury issues. Yeah. Other than that dude had a cannon.
Yeah, Andrew Luck was legit. All right. Next up, Jags and the Dolphins.
Another heartbreaker right there.
What'd you have on that one, Transformer? Who'd you pick?
We picked the Dolphins. I picked the Dolphins, but I'm just saying, like, watching the game for the Jaguars, it was a heartbreaker, man. You could have went up 24-7? It was like 24-7, like, to kind of put it away, and then it flips the whole other direction. You tied 17.
Right.
Tua. Mr. Tua.
You said what?
Mr. Tua.
Oh, yeah. Tua had a showing, man. Tua had a showing.
He's balling out.
Yeah, Tua had a nice little showing. Tyreek Hill, and what's his name? Calais Campbell, freaking getting detained on a block up from the stadium before the game.
That was crazy.
So they was like, "Hey man, Tyreek Hill, he's gonna come out running." He upset today, and he caught that 80-yarder, man. He put the burners on. You're like, "Yep, there he is. There he goes. There he goes, man." But Jalen Waddle, he had a pretty good game too. I love this game today.
So here's the deal. I'm not super impressed with Tua, man. Tua's got so many weapons around him. Like
the speedsters.
Yeah. Tyreek
Hill.
So does
Joe Burrow.
For one.
Joe Burrow only has one now.
No.
Who's the other? Oh, yeah. Higgins. So two. Two versus
Tyreek
3.
Hill, 7 for 130. Jalen Waddle, 5 for 109. 8 HN 7 for 76. Mostert was only 2 for 10, but Tua overall great game for him. 338 passing yards, 1 touchdown. So lot of firepower and a coach who really draws up some good stuff for him. So can't be mad at that. But we'll see what happens when Tua got to play under 40 degrees. Matter of fact, we know what happens when Tua has to play under 40 degrees.
That's the
so you know, comparing him and Joe Burrow is absolutely ridiculous. But that's a different thing. Trevor Lawrence did not play well. 12 for 21, 162 yards. Really basic game.
Really average.
Yeah, really average.
Really average.
Some of these guys getting these contracts, man.
I was waiting on it. I mean, granted, he did what he had to do at key spots to get the lead. And they had that good drive that Travis Etienne Jr. freaking fumbled into the end zone. I'm like, there you go. Jags about to lose. This is where it all turns around.
Right.
And so it was a sad one for the Jags, man. We in Jacksonville, Bruce. So I got a lot of Jaguar clients, Jaguar fans.
Right.
All over my social media page, like, man, Jags did it to us again.
But in all seriousness, like, I don't understand the expectations, though. That's the crazy part.
But when you have a lead like that, and you like watching it evaporate. Like, I think the heavy favorite was Miami. And then just to see, you could have like I said, it could have gone up 24. I think it was 24-10 or 24-7 or something like that at that point.
Yeah.
And to have it turn around and now you're tied, and now y'all can't get nothing going offensively.
Yeah.
And
but to say Jags did it to us again, like, I don't understand. What is your expectation? Do you think they're gonna do something special? Like, all right, fan is short for fanatic. I guess I keep saying it, but because like with me personally, I'm a fan, but I really try to look at things as rationally as I can. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep the analyst hat on and keep the fan goggles off. But that's me. Everyone doesn't work that way. All right.
I will say, before we go, we shouting out rookies. The rookie receiver, Brian Thomas Jr. He had a good showing. 4 targets, 4 catches, touchdown. So
LSU, right?
Yep, LSU.
There you go.
Yep.
Man, that receiving core. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and what's the damn? I'll see him when we get to him. But they had 3 that came out. So yeah, really good receiving core. LSU.
They had 3 that came out of LSU. I thought it was
I believe
2.
So. Yeah. No, I think it's 3. I'll see the other one.
Yeah.
At some point.
Where's Tyler at, man? Get Tyler in here.
I know, right? Saints and the Panthers, 47-10. Saints absolutely demolished the freaking Panthers. Emmanuel Dixon. What's up, Emmanuel Dixon? Haven't seen you in here before. You knew.
Oh, my guy Dixon, man. What's going on, bro?
Do me a solid. Go to the YouTube page and click like and subscribe on the show. Really appreciate you. And thank you for your comment. Let's see what you got to say. I'm not a fan of the Jags, but ever since they had that year they made it to the conference championship, the expectation been high. Yeah, that was 2017. I distinctly remember that. Blake Bortles, correct. But here's the deal.
Miles Jack wasn't the game.
If we remember that, though, that was the year that, what's his name? Deshaun Watson was either injured or sat out that whole year. I think Jonathan Taylor, I think he had injuries the whole year. Like, everybody else in the division was hurt and they were down. So the Jaguars were able to take advantage of it. And everybody suddenly thought that the Jaguars were something they weren't. And I remember distinctly telling everybody, wait till next year, you'll see. Nah, they didn't have a top 5 defense. It wasn't top 5.
The Jaguars that season? Yes, they did.
Nah, don't believe so.
With Jalen Ramsey and them boys over there? Yeah.
Nah, it was good. But
defense.
Nah, I don't think it was a top 5 defense.
I could have.
We can check.
What's this, 2017?
2017, yeah. But my thing was, I was telling everybody, y'all wait. Like, you did what you were supposed to do, taking advantage of a division with a lot of injuries in it and all that. But the Jaguars are not, like, you're getting your hopes up to a place where it shouldn't be. All right. So while you're looking that up, me and G will move on. Panthers and the Saints. Saints absolutely mollywopped the Panthers 47-10. What you got here, G? This was just terrible.
Oh, 21-0. You changed the sticks. I think they was up 30-0 at one time, and then
it was bad.
You changed the channel at the 21. I'm sorry. What I say? Pass the sticks. That's the Madden. That's Madden talk. I don't know nothing about that.
No, but you were correct though. They needed to pass the sticks. You were very correct. It wasn't nothing wrong with what you said, though.
Yeah. 21-0. You pass the sticks. So change the channel when it's like that.
Just bad. They can do anything. Bryce Young, 13 for 30 for 161 yards and 2 picks. Like, let me just say this. Let me take a second to say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it was a question last year about Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Well, I do know why. And let me say this. It's the freaking rampant SEC bias and lazy scouting. Because the question now becomes, when in doubt, always take the SEC guy. And why anyone in their right mind would have taken Bryce Young over CJ Stroud is beyond me. I don't care that Bryce Young was great in college, but he was not better than CJ Stroud. And now we see that. And now the Panthers are paying because they did a lazy job in scouting and they did a lazy job in evaluation. And they just went for the SEC guy. But we see that so often.
They don't have no primetime games.
Because they're bad. They stink. That's why they have no primetime games. They're terrible. Come on, man. You give up 47 in the NFL? That's bad.
47, bro.
47. They ran 20 times for 58 yards.
The first game, though, so we got to allow it. The first game, we got to allow it. Yes.
Well,
allow an ass whooping like that?
Yeah.
You would allow it.
A lot of teams haven't even yelled yet, man.
But okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But they did. I don't think they did anything well, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's going to be any change. I'm just
saying they didn't do anything well. It's just bad.
Slight pass because it's
Mm-hmm. They gave up 180 on the ground. They gave up 200 through the air. I mean, they're just bad. Lost the fumble, threw two picks. Just bad.
I got nothing. I mean, we called it. I mean, I'm like, Carolina they're going to get the number 1 pick again, probably.
Yeah.
I'm like, they got.
But you know what? If they get the number 1 pick again, bye freaking Bryce Young, draft Quinn Ewers or Shadur Sanders. You know, get a real quarterback. All right. Vikings and the Giants. This one surprised me. I got this one wrong. I had the Giants winning because I don't believe in Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold kept it cool. He wasn't bad. 19 of 24, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's going to throw the pick because he's Sam Darnold. But the Vikings, they played relatively well, and the Giants are just terrible. Daniel Jones, 22 of 42, 186, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Daniel Jones is just bad. And he's going to get Brian Daboll fired, and they may be a top 3 drafting team as well. So they are definitely going to need a quarterback after this season. They are just bad.
They got him locked down, though, right?
Yep, 4 years, 4-year deal. Daniel Jones.
Man, he got guaranteed money.
I think they can get out from under that.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't pay him crazy. I think he got like $35 million a year or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was something. It was like I think him and Geno got close to the same contract.
Yeah.
I want to say it was something close.
But that was up right now.
Again, that was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see.
Some of these players they just hired for their fan base.
They were top 2.
Or sign.
Right.
Pro Football Focus don't want to best with me today.
Daniel Jones. All right, let's see what his deal
4 year,
is. I'm looking on Spot Track right now.
What you say? 92,000. He signed a 4-year, $160 million contract. Giants. 36 million signing bonus, 92 million guaranteed.
So, but look, potential out 2025. So they can get out of this deal after this season, and I'm sure they're going to want to because he's bad. And the dead cap space goes down dramatically after this year if they cut bait with him. Because this year, if they got rid of him, the dead cap space would have been 69 mil. That would have been brutal. But after this year, it drops down to 22 mil and then 11 mil after that. So I'm sure they're going to find a way to eat that or restructure it or do whatever so it doesn't kill them. But yeah, I mean, just you lose 28-6 to the Vikings with Sam Darnold as a quarterback. I can't see it.
I knew I was right. Jaguars ranked 2nd in all defense that year.
Really?
Yeah, I remember, bro. They were talking that talk.
I didn't realize it was that high. That
second points allowed, 2nd in takeaways, fumbles. They were 5th. Like, yeah, them boys, they was getting at it that year. That was the year that was it. Jalen Ramsey, I think. Who's a defensive lineman? Campbell.
Calais Campbell.
Calais Campbell. Yeah, them folks was Ryan for a long time.
I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize they were up that high. But I mean, but regardless, like I said, I told everybody, you'll see next year. This is not going to be as easy as you think. But whatever. People are they're going to ride for their teams. You have anything to add on this Vikings Giants?
Negative.
Again, that one surprised me. I didn't expect that at all.
I mean, Daniel Jones is what we thought he was.
He is what we thought he was.
I thought that Daniel Jones' game was going to be Sam Darnold's game, but Sam Darnold had a very good showing, but Daniel Jones just, did Daniel Jones. So
he did Daniel Jones. That's a fact. All right, Raiders and Chargers.
That was good. Raiders. I turned that one off halfway through because I was watching the Dallas game.
Okay.
So I really wish I could have tuned in a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that game at? Here we go.
JK
I'm
had
upset,
130 on the ground.
135, 10 carries, 135, right? Yep. So this was the interesting thing, right? So that game was close for a while, but then, typical Harbaugh team, they wore it down, right? And what I noticed, and this is something I've been saying, everybody's so high on Justin Herbert, but playing in Harbaugh's system, he's not going to put up numbers because it just doesn't allow quarterbacks to really do that. So he was 17 of 26 today for 144 and a touchdown. But they ran the ball 27 times for 176 yards. Like Herbert, I don't think he's going to be happy playing in that system. He may not publicly complain about it, but I don't think he's going to be happy playing in that at all. Because in this modern NFL, man, these quarterbacks want to put up numbers because it also affects them getting paid down the road, right? Making Pro Bowls or making all pros or possibly being in MVP voting. All these things matter when it comes to negotiating the next deal. Although Herbert, he's got 4 years left on his new deal. So, but all that stuff matters. And at the end of the day, what quarterback that believes he's elite wants to play in that Harbaugh system, turn around, hand the ball off, over and over again. But if you want to win, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah. G, what you got, man?
Man, it was good to see the old Ravens out there, playing Jim Harbaugh, coaching, right? Old Ravens. It's pretty much the whole Ravens thing, right?
Well, what's up with you and these dang Ravens, man? Are we going to be dealing with this every week, all season?
All season, every week.
Golly, bro.
It is what it is, bro. Jim Harbaugh, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, right? Now he's coaching for the Chargers, right?
Greg Roman, former Ravens OC. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, former Ravens running
backs.
You get what I'm saying? J.K., man, we could have kept J.K., man. Big fan of J.K.
Hayden Hurst used to be a Ravens tight end.
Jeez.
It's funny because freaking Jim and John, man, they trade coaches, they trade players. Like,
that's brother shit right there, man.
Right, he be on the phone like,
hey, man, I got you,
bro, man. Can you throw me a running back, man? I got you.
I'll throw you too.
Right. While you there, can you send me a defensive coordinator? I got you, bro. What you need, man? No, I totally get it, but it is interesting though.
Good game, man.
G somehow turned everything into a Ravens topic. That's funny.
That's right. But JK though, it was really good to see JK back, man. And
yeah.
Still got.
Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah. He runs hard. Man.
Gus Edwards,
he runs hard. But this league though, the way they changed the rule.
I think we lost.
I think we lost G for a minute. I think he's saying this league, the way they change the rules, man, it's hard for running backs. It really is. Whether it's the lack of focus on the run game, which realistically you never have to worry about with Jim Harbaugh, but the lack of focus on the run game in conjunction with, everything being about the quarterback and passing, it is hard. So, we'll see.
No, it was definitely a good game, man. Debut, he wins his debut, so that's the silver lining about it. I mean, the Raiders, Jesus Christ. I miss my guy, man. I was watching that whole game, and I had one job for Minshew, man. Devontae Adams needs 12 to 15 targets. You're not that man is already upset. I mean, he can say what he say, that he's not upset. that he's okay, but only 6 he caught 5 of the 6 targets.
He's being professional. He's being professional.
Give him the ball. Give him the
I
ball.
agree.
Give him the ball. I mean,
but Gardner Minshew's not really capable of pushing the ball down the field, so it's a tough spot to be in. So
but the thing is, Devontae don't have he doesn't.
I was about to say
Devontae runs every route.
Stuff. Yeah, no doubt.
He runs every route.
Mm-hmm.
Get him the ball.
Right.
But Raiders are the Raiders, man. Raiders are the Raiders. They're screaming for a quarterback. I think they're going to be in that gunning for the top 5 pick to get the quarterback that they want. So, yeah.
Broncos and the Seahawks. So this one, I believe I had the Seahawks.
I think we both had the Seahawks.
I think so too. Yeah, I had Seattle. Yep.
I'm not seeing that game. Why's that game not popping up for me? I'm going through some
26-20, Seahawks won. And that was another good game. That was tight, man. Bo Nix was not. Yeah. He made some throws.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. He made some throws. He made some runs, but clearly all that that high level success he had in the preseason, when he really starts seeing things and the vanilla defenses are gone and all that, he has some difficulty. 26 of 42 for only 138 yards and 2 picks. Now we know Sean Payton wants a lot of the quick throws and the short stuff and hopefully getting run after catch. A lot of what Bo Nix did at Oregon that made him super successful, but this is the NFL now, and he had a tough one in his debut. And again, Seahawks were able to run the football effectively, 33 for 146. That's what you want to see. Yep. And again, they have a defensive-minded coach as well, another former Raven, Mike McDonald. And so, he's saying, hey, let's not put the ball in harm's way. We'll throw when we need to, but let's try to pound this thing on the ground. And so they were able to do that, get a couple touchdowns on the ground as well. So you like to see it. Yeah.
I mean, I was watching. I turned on that game just because I wanted to see what Bo Nix was capable of. Like you said, he had a real good preseason, and I was just like, okay, all right, maybe we could see something. I saw he's a risk taker, man. I mean, he's trying to fit balls and windows that just are not ready for him yet. A lot of Bo Nix. What did I say? What did I say?
No. I was just making sure.
I didn't say like Bo Jackson or nothing like that.
No. I didn't hear you before, so I just want to make sure we was all right.
Yeah, but I mean, you can tell that Sean Payton's going to try with him. I mean, 42 attempts as a rookie in your debut, that's a lot of attempts, man. So you got a lot of film to watch on the decisions that he was making. It was a couple of them that he was throwing in the end zone. I'm like, okay, Bo, what are you doing? It's double coverage. You wasn't even throwing your receiver open. You were just throwing it right into the middle of the double coverage, into which the safety. I think it was the corner, I believe, that came in, just undercut the route, took the ball, and it was a pick. So he's a rookie, man. You got a lot of growing pains in the Broncos alone. You got a lot to grow off of coming back from last year. But the Seahawks, man, they did what they needed to do. Geno made a great play, that scramble for 30 yards to get in the end zone. And then Kenneth Walker, that man's a beast, that running back. So he normally does. So it was a good game, man. We both called the Seahawks. It was a little shaky, but they got it done.
Yep. Quick note: my guy Audric Estime, Notre Dame running back, rookie for the Broncos, 2 carries, 14 yards. Get that man more touches.
I mean, he had a breakaway for 12. So
there you go. Touch, man. There you go. I had to throw that in there. I need something for the Irish.
I wasn't even gonna bring him up, but you did.
I know you weren't, man, and I appreciate that. All right, next up, Cowboys and the Browns. This was a shocker to me. I think you picked Dallas. Yep. I picked Cleveland, so I was wrong. Deshaun Watson, man, I don't think he's ever going to get back to being Deshaun Watson that we knew.
Now, I don't know if I want to say that, because what I called is that Dallas was going to come back mad. They're upset. We kind of did them dirty in the playoffs last year, man. That 41-16, they looking in the fourth quarter like, yo, we literally down to the youngest team in NFL history to make it here. And we had a guy who got 10 interceptions. We had a guy who got 10 sacks, 1,000-yard receiver, a 4,000-yard passer. We have all these accolades of what this team has done. We getting cooked. at home in front of our fans.
Facts.
And literally ran out of bit. Like they were showing film of, you know how they opened the doors and all the fans rushed in. Somebody had it in reverse. It was like when they saw 41-16, it was like they had the fans running out.
That's funny.
Get out of there. So it was terrible. So I knew they was going to come in the game one. This game was in Cleveland, and I had to figure they was going to come mad. They came mad. I think Deshaun got sacked 6 times. They picked him off twice. Deshaun couldn't really get anything going. I mean, they was in the backfield all day. Getting at Deshaun Watson. And the defense for Cleveland, they were doing what they could in certain spots of the game, but again, because I mean, you know, Myles Garrett, he's a beast. I mean,
yes,
there's
nothing
nothing you can pretty much do about that. But again, the offensive weapons that Dallas had, I mean, you know, Dak was able to make some key throws when he needed to make them. They didn't really do well running the ball. Let me see. I don't think they really ran the ball particularly well, but but like I said, they did what they needed to get done because the defense literally put them in positions to where they can score. So it was how I called it, man. They came in hungry. It wasn't like a spectacular like Cowboy win for me. You know, like it wasn't like some godly numbers or something crazy that happened. It was just Dallas defense, man. They just couldn't do nothing with that front seven. They couldn't do nothing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's about right. Again, Deshaun Watson he's not good anymore, man. And if he comes back to being the Deshaun Watson we once knew, I'll come on here and say I was wrong, but it appears that his time is done. And so that's another example of a guy overpaid, right? It's just we keep seeing it. And I'm gonna keep pointing it out. So
now, that's a guy who literally got it. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
But you really, that man got paid and ain't did nothing. Like I've never seen it. You know, somebody get $230 million guaranteed,
fully guaranteed,
hasn't done
every penny,
anything, since he's been a Cleveland Brown. Nothing. No, I mean, either he's gone because he's hurt, gone because of the accusations, and when he's there, you want him gone because he's throwing the ball away. We can't get a dub. He's not moving down the field, but I'm curious to see, man. I mean, like I said, this is going to be a tough matchup to open up week one. And like I said, Dallas is in that backfield all day. I'm literally watching everybody just tee off on Deshaun Watson, and the coverage on the back end from the Cowboys secondary. They were tight, man. They were tight. So he couldn't get the ball nowhere. So I want to see. I'll give him another couple of weeks, let him get warmed up, see if we can get a rhythm going, because he honestly hasn't had a rhythm. He came back, played a couple of games, he was gone. You know, had a lot of time away. So I think if you can get him about 4 or 5 games and he starts turning up about week 4 or 5, then I think we start seeing some signing of the old Deshaun Watson. Because I think he's still fairly young. Ain't he like 28, 27? He's not that old. He's fairly young. Right?
Yeah, I don't think he's that old. When does Nick Chubb come back? What up, Edward?
Week 5.
I was about to say, I think he's got about 4 weeks left. Yeah,
he's on a IR for 4 weeks. IR 4 weeks because of the injury from last year.
I looked up Deshaun Watson because I'm checking his age as you mentioned it, and the first thing I see is Deshaun Watson trade and contract the worst in NFL history.
Probably.
It's getting there. It might be right there with Russell Wilson.
Yeah. But at least you got to see Russell Wilson, but you haven't been able to see Deshaun Watson at all.
Yeah, it's bad.
He got paid to stay home.
Watson is 28. He's in his prime.
Yeah, 28 years old. So you would hope that you could still, have a flashback or two and like literally get into a rhythm. So, because who's the backup? I think Jameis Winston.
Yep.
He can't have too many bad games, and they're gonna put Mr. Dub Eater in there. What we came to eat. We came to eat some W's. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I don't like, what the hell is that? I don't know. I never seen that before. I don't know what that's about.
Hey, Jameis Winston is a corny, funny guy, man.
Yes, he is.
Hey, when his speeches they be legit, man. He really be trying to hype his team up and be motivational, man. It just comes out so corny sometimes, but I like the kid, bro. That's another no. So I'm always gonna stay down with my guys.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Commanders and the Buccaneers. This was one I really liked. I picked Tampa Bay in this one. Who'd you pick?
Yeah, we both picked Tampa.
Okay. Yes, Emmanuel, the Browns should have kept Flacco on the roster, but I think they realized that probably would have caused problems. And when you got a guy that's making $230 fully guaranteed,
yeah,
you can't make problems there. You know,
you're putting him on the field.
Yes,
I'm not wasting my bread. Like, get on the field. We've yet to see you do anything.
A lot of money. Facts.
Yeah.
All right, so Commanders and Buccaneers. I like this because why? One of my favorite players in the league, Baker, touchdown maker, 24 of 30, 289 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Very nice day for Baker Mayfield today.
Bro, looked
very
elite.
nice day.
Yeah, he looked elite, bro. He looked elite.
Real good. I mean, Washington is not good, so you know.
You said what?
Washington is not good, so it's not difficult to look elite against them. So here's the question. Washington ran 30 times for 138 yards today. Why did Jaden Daniels run 16 times?
Because
how much of that was scrambles and how much of that was design runs is the question. Scrambles is one thing, but design runs, you can't. If he had more than 5 design runs, we got a big problem.
Yeah. I mean, he is quick though. I mean, the runs I saw him make, I'm like, damn, all right, that boy really got speed, man.
No doubt, but he's like slim, like bordering on frail. So you can't have him getting hit too many times in this league.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna have to learn to slide. I think he kept diving forward or something like that. But like, bro, they can still hit you if you dive forward.
Guys
you gotta slide back. Slide back is when they can't hit you. But if you go forward, oh man, them safeties or whatever, they can knock your head off still.
Yeah, they can tee off on you. That's right.
Like you're definitely a runner. So I mean, he had I like this debut, man. He had a decent game, 17-24. You know, nothing to write home about. I mean, he
didn't turn the ball over, so he didn't
turn the ball over. He had 88 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He had 3 fumbles. Good thing they didn't lose any of them. Whoa. Ooh. Ball security. He might have to walk around with that thing for the next week during practice.
Tape it on his hand.
What
was that? Friday Night Lights? He came in. He taped the. Tape his hand into the football. Stop dropping the ball.
Be in the chow hall with the ball under your arm, carrying a tray with the other one. Ball security drills. But I liked what I saw from the Bucs. I like the rookie wide receiver out of Washington, Jalen McMillan, caught his first career touchdown pass. His first and only touch in the league. 1 catch, 32 yards, touchdown. So that's a nice way to start off a career. Wouldn't you agree?
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
him and Worthy, 2 of the best.
There you go.
Starts in history. Hey man, I touched the ball, touchdown. Let you know I'm here, and I've arrived. I've arrived.
I love it.
But no, they look good, man. I had nothing to. I got nothing to say about the Bucs, man. That was a pretty solid game for Baker, bro.
Yeah. So that was the last game of the night, and of course tomorrow night we have the Jets and the 49ers.
That's gonna be a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take a break off tomorrow night. Huh? What do you think?
I don't know. If we see an Aaron Rodgers sighting, I don't know. I may have to.
If it's an elite game, we might have to hop on. Pause.
Pause. Woo, boy.
I caught it. Pause.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe.
I need to know Diddy shirt.
Oh boy, that was rough, man.
Whoa.
Man said I caught it. I mean, whoa. Can't say anything.
Yeah.
But no, man. If Aaron Rodgers, can pull an Aaron Rodgers,
if it's one of those
San Fran,
if it's a crazy game, we might have to do it.
I say we get on. I mean, log on.
Log on and do a show. Yeah,
log on and do a show. Yeah, quick one to talk about the game, man. But
I'm cool with that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I look forward to it, man. This was my game of the week, honestly. Other than the Ravens and Chiefs. Yeah, other than the Ravens and Chiefs. That was my game.
You know what's crazy? Just looking back at these, there were a lot of good games this week in terms of like quality matchups. There were a lot of good games. So can't even be mad. Obviously, the opener, Ravens and Chiefs, and the Packers and the Eagles. This freaking Rams and Lions tonight. Cowboys and Browns was supposed to be better than it ended up being, but the Broncos and the Seahawks, really good games overall this week. So I'm impressed with that, man. That's the beauty of the NFL, man. There's no Bruce Hope States versus freaking Alabama, right? You're not going to see that. So you're generally going to have good games every week. So yeah, Really enjoyed that. All right. Let's do this. You want to take a couple minutes, open up the phone line, see if we get any calls, and then we'll.
I'm pretty positive we might get one from somebody because they keep talking about them.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna open up the phone line, y'all. I'm gonna put the number in the chat, and it's also scrolling on the bottom of the screen. We have it scrolling the whole time while we're talking. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Give us a call here at the Format Podcast and give us your thoughts on today, matchups you enjoyed, or anything that stood out to you in the world of the NFL. Let's get it.
Oh. What would be your game of the week that you like so far? The best one?
Man, that's tough. Let me see. That's tough.
Yeah.
Probably this last one. I guess it's the first one and the last one, right? So Ravens and the Chiefs and the Lions and the Rams.
I like that.
But then tomorrow night, this Jets 49ers game might surpass both of them.
That said so far. Keyword,
right.
so far.
Right. So far, yeah.
So if it turns out to be a nice little shootout and there's some good defensive stops, I think the potential tomorrow it's gonna be great. I think it'll be a great game.
I agree. We're
gonna have a nice battle back and forth. You know, the hype around Aaron Rodgers and what they've been going through the offseason and you know, the Niners just coming off of another Super Bowl loss.
Yeah.
So they're still on a 30-year drought. No, coming up on 30 years. Coming up on 30-year drought.
Right? 95.
Yeah, so this is 2024.
Years,
so 29 year, you're coming up on a 30-year drought. So you're a little pissed off.
Yeah.
And so, but you always seem to have Aaron Rodgers' number. So I think Aaron Rodgers probably tired of that. Like, no, I got a defense now. We could stop you defensively, and I can get some more opportunities to, you know, put you guys away myself. So I'm curious to see, man. Breece Hall and those guys.
Edward.
I figured.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing all right, man.
Transformer, man, but good. Good. You know,
what's going on, bro?
I just want to gloat for about 5 to 6 days. You leading the division. It's only been 1 week. I think the Baltimore lost in the division. Like Cleveland lost.
Oh yeah, you Steelers.
Lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you got this for the week. That's fine. That's fine.
I just want to gloat for a week.
Yeah, I feel you, and deservedly so.
Yeah, man. But it was some good games today.
I agree.
Yeah, it really was. And then I was just flicking games back and forth. I didn't catch the end of the Detroit and Rams game. I didn't catch that one at the end.
It was a good ending.
But I watched that game. I mean, like I said earlier in the chat, was man, field goals and our defense won us that game.
Yeah, you're right.
So
here's a question for you. You're a Steelers guy. What do you think of your quarterback situation, man?
Like I said, as of right now, I know that I didn't really see that. I don't think that Justin Fields didn't turn the ball over that one time.
No, he did not.
What kind of fan are you?
In 1 week, huh?
What kind of fan are you? You supposed to know that. You supposed to know them statistical information real quick.
Let that man talk, Transformer. Chill, man.
Hey, B, come on, man. Hey, y'all let me glow, bro. Y'all lost. Let me glow, man. We won today.
Hey, you know what's the funny thing, Edward? Your man Transformer on here looking like he's the Steelers fan. Look at him.
I know. I see, man. He's cool though. It's cool. I'm gonna check it out. But
how about looking like a Steelers fan?
You look like you got the colors on right now.
This is orange, Bubba.
That look like yellow to me, man. That look like marigold.
This is orange, man.
That looks like marigold, man. Your lights are crazy.
But maybe because the way the lights flashing on me. But this is orange, man.
Don't look like orange. But go ahead. My bad, Edward. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, y'all good. So you good. So I mean, like, and then like with the things like with the Brown situation, I really hated for Deshaun Watson. I mean, everybody still think he will come back to that 2020 Watson. Like, nah, it's not.
I think it's over.
I hate it for him.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. So him, and then I was wondering when Nick Chubb was coming back.
Yeah, it's week 5. They put him on IR a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, and then so far, like my brother, I guess he's a Patriots fan. We finally found him in our brother chat. He's been gone for so long.
Hey, he popped out of nowhere. I bet y'all all had the Patriots losing.
Right. I'm telling you, but Yeah, but it was that. I mean, Cincinnati, I don't know what's going on. I mean, hopefully they work something out with Jamar Chase. He deserves his money. He do.
He does.
You can tell he disgruntled.
Absolutely.
It's one thing you don't like.
His money, but man, that's weird. But other than that, then tomorrow game we got another 49ers and Jets. I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing much of that one. But it was probably good games today, though. It really was, though, man. Then like the Chargers and the Raiders. I mean, I really feel bad for Devontae, but it is what it is.
Poor guy. Come back home. Come back home.
Man.
Just come back home.
Go back home.
Go back
I know,
home,
you want him to come back.
Go back home.
I know, bro. It's all good.
I need to be able to wear this jersey, bro. I got an all black Green Bay Devontae Adams jersey, but he's in the Raiders, so they wear all black. So it's like,
man,
I don't want to confuse. I don't want to confuse nobody.
Yeah, man. I know you probably got rid of the A-Rod, John. I got you a long time ago. Yeah,
I can't, man. I'm still happy. He brought us a championship. I needed him gone.
Yeah.
That's the difference between appreciating what he was.
Already.
You said what?
Speaking of that,
A
man,
championship.
Okay, now this is what I forgot to ask about. What you, Bruce?
Okay.
Yesterday, yeah, it was about the Ravens game.
Okay.
It's really about what Lamar. I mean, I don't know. I heard on this channel, man. I don't understand what Paul Pierce said. He's like the Russell Westbrook and James Harden of the NBA. He's only good in regular season. How do you feel about saying that?
So I'm glad G not here for this one. He'd be going crazy. But
boy,
it was Speak for Yourself. Paul Pierce said this.
Okay. So
yeah.
I can to some extent see where that argument is, because this is a guy who is two-time MVP, one-time unanimous, right? And he hasn't gotten over the hump. However, he's still young. And the other thing is, I think I mentioned this at some point, he's gotten progressively further each time he has been in the playoffs, right? So the first time he got in the playoffs, he lost. Then he won the divisional game. And then I think he lost the one after that. And now he's reached to the conference finals. So you can see the building. But I think people are expecting so much of him because he is so dynamic and he's so incredible and he's done amazing things in the regular season. So it's like, okay, in these big games, where is he? And his level of play seems to drop off drastically in those playoff games. Not a little bit, but a lot. And so I think that's where people are making that Harden analogy and that Westbrook analogy, as those guys are both former MVPs who, when you need them in those big playoff moments, those high leverage moments, they don't show up. Football is a little different, and I can see the analogy. I don't really like it, but I can see it.
I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't like it because I feel like, man, mostly NBA players should really stick to what they know and all that stuff. That's the football. And I mean, that was how I felt in that little situation when he said it, because I couldn't see that happen, because I really want him to win. I do like Lamar, even though I'm a Steelers fan. I like Lamar. I like his game. People doubt he should have been a wide receiver and all that. I do, but yeah, so that's all I was. I just want to call in and just say what's up and everything, like to get y'all input. Hey, black and yellow, baby.
I appreciate you. I
can't 6 field goals, man. Good job.
But I appreciate you.
All right, bro. Hey, like I said, man, I'm blown for 6 days, bro.
You can have that because you earned that.
All
That's right.
Peace, brother.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man.
Oh, man. So, Emmanuel Dixon, man, to answer your question. Yeah, I saw your question. Saw his question.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I mean, we got nothing else. I do expect them to upgrade Sean Clifford from the practice squad. We might put I'm thinking we considering putting Jordan Love on IR for a 4-week IR, and giving him 4 weeks. So they said anywhere between 3 to 6. They said as quick as 2, but honestly, we'll see. How he feels. I thought about going to get Ryan Tannehill to kind of fill in for the role, but I think he wants to come back and be more of a permanent starter or like permanently on a roster. I think he said he wants to be on a championship contender or something like that. But honestly, we have no choice, man. I mean, if we can beat them with the run game and putting Malik Willis in a role to where we're not putting him in a position to turn over the ball. Other than that, I mean, we got no choice, man. I mean, we can honestly go 0-4, 0-3, 1-3, or something like that. So my expectations aren't anywhere near positive for not having a quarterback we literally just paid a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, that goes your answer to that. Yeah, I think the Packers will go down 0-4, 0-5. Yeah, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. So looking at the schedule, I mean, we got
okay, you're looking at. I was about to look it up. All right.
Yeah, we got I think we got the Colts next week. Anthony Richardson, he puts the ball in harm's way a lot. I mean, like I said, he likes to throw bombs. But we do have a decent enough secondary to mitigate that with McKinney, Jai Alexander, Bullard from Georgia, Eric Stokes from Georgia. So we do got a decent secondary to kind of mitigate that. It's just the run that I'm worried about, man. Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson our linebacking core is a little soft. So especially up the middle, they can run the thing up the gut and pause, and Jonathan Taylor could get you 120 yards just like Saquon Barkley ran through it. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and we get a dub. You're gonna see me loud and proud. We get an L. You're gonna see me loud and proud, but with an L. Go Pack, go baby, at all time.
All right. Well, we're gonna drop it right here. Just wanted to get on the show, go live tonight, and just give our thoughts on these games, and of course Dak Prescott getting his money. So we wanted to do that. We did that. We appreciate everybody who tapped in tonight. Thank you so much. Make sure you're sharing the show, liking and subscribing, and we're gonna end it right here. Y'all have a good night. See you next time, and we out.
Peace.
That damn